Hello, we are live with another episode of BS Busters, the second episode of BS Busters for the year of 2017. So without much ado, let's get down into the nitty gritty. But before we do, I guess it's time for everyone to introduce themselves. So, Vile, the mannequin who really does not give a fuck. The horse of some type, or incredibly angry conductor Kirby, who might stick that wand up somebody's patootie.
Man, he's not angry. Look at him.
Kirby has that same kind of dull stare that just like it's supposed to be cute, but when he's like when he's punching planets in half with that same look on his face, like I don't know to be happy, sad, creeped out. I'm just gonna stay away from you. So who wants to go first?
I say ladies first.
Okay then, Jewel.
In that case, that's me. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Mage of Gaming, Jewel Rider. And boy, do we got a lot to let out, especially about the Switch. But first, let these boys speak up first.
All right, that was relatively quick. Oh, we're joined by another. We have a new challenger. But before we get to the new challenger, who wants to go next after the lady?
I'll go next. It's not the feel good here. It's not the feel good here. The guy with the smooth moves and groovy tunes, always in a damn good gaming mood. Let's hop to it.
Okay then. So, who wants to go next?
Hey, I'm Brownie Takashi, Nintendo Maverick. I bake. And that's it.
Well, that was short, sweet, and to the point. So we're left with Wonder Dean, who went bald in pink, avatar-wise, and Samurai Jack. So who wants to go?
I'll go. It's me, Wonder Dean, back again to talk again, and I hope we all have a good time.
All right. And lastly, incredibly PO'd Samurai Jack. He's like, damn it, this shit should have been over years ago. Go ahead, incredibly angry Samurai Jack.
I just came from the toilets. The other show on the road.
All right then. So, and of course it's me, Mr. Red Fox, your host. So without much ado, let's get down to it. So basically, some people have been talking about the features and the online and all that stuff. To hell with that. A console's first duty is to play games. Something that people who own PlayStations don't seem to understand, but PlayStation 4's. A console's duty is to gaming first and foremost. So I have a list of games. I use IGN for the source because I'm insane and because it was quick and easy. And I didn't feel like doing a lot of stuff. So we have a list of games, some from Nintendo, some from other people, but a wide array of titles. So at the top of the list is 1-2 Switch, which is a mini game collection of 6 games. There you go, folks. Your thoughts? Or actually, let's not go through this entire list. You guys look and find something that looks interesting to you, and you can talk about it.
Ooh. Apparently BlazBlue is being developed for the system.
Mm-hmm.
So that's nice. It has a fighting game for it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a port of BlazBlue. I don't think they're going to make a BlazBlue just for this system.
No, it'll be ported, obviously, but it's still nice to get some of that variety in there.
Yeah, it is.
BlazBlue and what's that version of Street Fighter 2 called? The 100th millionth one? Ultra Street Fighter 2, the Final Challenger or something?
I'm actually excited about that game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's called Ultra Street Fighter 2, the Final Challengers. I'm looking forward to that game. And here's one guarantee I can make you guys about this game, and I don't know anything about it. it will have more features and be more complete than Street Fighter V.
That is
Oh. Red Fox,
Drop the mic.
don't forget, it's also gonna look better. Will you go with with retro pixel style or with the comic book Udon style? Either way, it's gonna be better than Street Fighter V.
Well, I mean, here's what people need to understand. For all you people who like Street Fighter 3 and any of the 2 or 3 alphas that exist and all the remixes, fighting games in general, fighting games as we know them, 2D fighting games would not exist if it wasn't for Street Fighter 2. Okay,
That being said,
the basis.
I was saying, I'm sorry about that. I was saying that it's the core of fighting games in general. But that being said, when the thing that started it all has more to offer than the newest generation, you just might as well hang up your look for another job.
Well, the problem with Capcom is that they had, like, Street Fighter 2 is the perfect formula. Like, literally, because Street Fighter 2, for people who want to go hardcore, it's easy to get into for people who just want to play a fighting game. It's got mid-level for people who are trying to get better. It's very well-rounded, generally speaking. I mean, in terms of mechanics and getting into it and approachability. Of course, it's a very imbalanced game because there's some characters who are garbage. There are other characters who are kind of overpowered. Yeah, but generally speaking, for gameplay and gamers, it's a very well-rounded game. And I mean, I'm glad they're doing another one because I love Street Fighter 2. It's my favorite Street Fighter ever, and the fact that they're bringing it back with and the coolest thing is that we get M. Bison, like the real M. Bison. I don't know who the hell that is in Street Fighter 5, but it's not M. Bison. And we get the real M. Bison, the dude with his cape, who takes it off when you start to fight, and then you know that's your ass because when the villain takes off his cape, it means he's getting serious.
Yes.
Something's gonna get
delicious.
Yeah, that means
I can't wait for that one too.
Yeah. So anyone else see any other games that are like, oh, this is pretty cool?
I'm slightly interested in
for me, I
Dragon
actually
Quest 11.
like ARMS personally.
Project Arms? Sorry, Arms.
Arms.
Yeah.
I'm actually one of the games I'm most interested in, and this may come as a surprise, but snipper cuts, or songs like snipper clips. I'm looking forward to the game.
I saw that.
Something like that, it's called.
Yeah, that looks like a HAL game.
That
I don't know who's
game
making
is-
it, but it looks like a HAL game.
Nintendo.
That game is more than meets the eye.
But even though it's Nintendo, I think some HAL people worked on it because it looks like something that HAL would work on.
Isn't HAL Nintendo anyway, you know?
No.
It's second party.
Yeah. It doesn't mean they're completely Nintendo. It just means they work mostly with Nintendo something.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
the thing about HAL is like the son-in-law of Nintendo that's in the family business. Like, he married the daughter, and now he's in the family business. Because basically, like, a lot of the people that work at Tokyo EAD, I know it's called something else now, but in my head it'll always be Tokyo EAD. A lot of those people that made the games that y'all love worked at HAL. So, HAL Labs. So,
Including
like,
the late and great Iwata.
Yep.
yeah, but I mean, not just Iwata. Like, a lot of the people that made a lot of those games that we love so much, those Mario games, they're HAL people. So, anything else?
I'm slightly interested in Dragon Quest 11.
Yeah,
Let's
I mean,
hope it
that's a
comes
first
over.
for me. That's the first for me. I'm not really interested in Dragon Quest, and for what I saw, I'll keep an eye on it.
It'd be real nice if Square Enix could get their head out of their ass and actually localize that game.
well, before they get to 11, they need to do 10.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't care about the order before now.
Well,
They
but they did because Enix did 1 through 3 here in America. Then they did 4, 5, and 6, I mean, it took a while, but you could get your hands on a copy of 4, 5, or 6 in America. Then 7, then 8, then 9. Where's 10? I mean, they're like, we're gonna do 11. What about 10?
They're repeating with the whole Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 4, and 6, and all that. They're repeating history.
I mean, we got all of the Final Fantasies here in America except for 5, and eventually that came after the fact. But I mean, we got Final Fantasy 1, 2. We didn't get 3. We got 1, 2. Then
No, we didn't get 2.
No, we got 1 and 2 on the NES. Final Fantasy 1 and 2. We didn't get Final Fantasy 3 on the NES. We got Final Fantasy 4, but here in America it was called 2, and that was the one with Kane and Cecil and Rosa and Yang, and it has the bad translation. You spoony bard. People get mad. But I like that.
I guess Square Enix missed doing that putting some sequels in America and not putting sequels and keeping them in the Japan.
The sales of 2 weren't good enough, of 2 on the SNES. So they said, well, we're going to give you a starter RPG to get you into RPGs, and that was Mystic Quest, which Mystic Quest is not a Final Fantasy game. It's actually the first Seiken Densetsu game, aka Secret of Mana. So, oh well, it's Square Enix. They're insane.
Speaking of insanity, a game that caught me by surprise, I think everybody did, was Bomberman R.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Bomberman lives.
Yeah, when I saw that, and here's the thing, it looks like a Bomberman game. It looks like it's going to have a single player and a multiplayer. It looks like
Microsoft DS.
Konami finally let him out of the
Bomberman
basement.
0 does not exist. And you know what else it looks like? It looks like, before we go any further, anyone questions, go to the chat and put Q and then your question, Q colon and then your question, because YouTube got rid of the Q&A app, so I'm SOL if you want to ask a question, and we want to get to questions if we get a chance. But yeah, Bomberman R looks friggin' awesome, and I just want to know. Yes. I just want to know what moonbeam hit a sunbeam and coalesced into a skeleton's tear that then landed on a 18-leaf clover that then pollinated a mandragora plant, which then became a male tree fairy, which then transformed into a hornless unicorn. What rare event had to happen in order for us to get a Bomberman game? Because Konami been fucking up for
ages.
I was about to look at a calendar, but for a long time.
Maybe it's because Kojima left. I don't know.
You know what I think? I think Konami thinks this is going to be easy money because the game is clearly not going to be a AAA game. It's probably going to be a single A or even a B grade game, but budget. When I say AAA, I don't mean quality. I just mean the budget. And I think they're going to charge full price.
It's easy on their pockets.
Yeah, I think they're going to charge either. It's going to be a $60 or $50 game. I hope the content matches the price, because if you give me a massive single player and a great multiplayer, I will buy this game, because it's been a long time since I have played a Bomberman game.
I agree. I actually miss Bomberman and hope for it to really come out with a bang. Literally.
I hope it's the bomb.
That joke was a bomb.
Anyway, I'm just glad Bomberman
wouldn't let you fly with that joke.
I'm just glad Bomberman's out of Konami's basement.
Well,
after like a decade.
Personally, I think what happened is that basically like Konami saw there are people who want to play Bomberman. Bomberman is at its best when it is a local gameplay experience, and the PS4 and the Xbox One don't really like the Xbox One. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 games that have local multiplayer, and I think the PS4 has 1 or 2 games that have local multiplayer. And the Switch is designed around getting people together, and Bomberman is a great party game. So,
single player, co-op, online multiplayer, all of that in just one game.
I wonder if it'll have like that thing that some of those DS games have, where you only really need 1 cartridge.
Could be, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. Like I don't want to say anything definitive because we don't know what the hardware limitations are, and I don't think that at launch. I think the Wii U is gonna. That's not Wii U. I think the Switch is gonna have a really great first year, but like Nintendo, Nintendo is gonna have to make sure that third parties don't try and screw them over, because you don't want another situation where Nintendo's having to carry all the load.
I was about to say. The moment that the thirds get a chance, they'll run for the hills.
Yeah,
well, you do know
happen again.
that, I don't think it's going to happen this time, and here's why. Nintendo's been burned twice. Once on the GameCube and once on the Wii U.
And the 3DS.
And 64.
But in addition to that, they're now in a place to where they're doing cartridges again, which means Nintendo is going to have, and just like the same thing with the Wii U, but Nintendo's going to have complete control over that. In addition to, they fuse both their handheld and console game development studios all in one building. So basically, we have a home console with a potential 3DS library. And I can see them, and I can actually see them. I'm not saying they'll be making 3DS games, but I can actually see them making less intensive games for the system with a quick development turnaround time. Because that's the thing about 3DS, it had a great library because it didn't take much to make games for 3DS. Even intensive games, they didn't have a 4 or 5 year development cycle.
Yeah, but that
so
wasn't
you can easily make quick games for it.
Yeah, but Doc, that wasn't because the 3DS was easy to program for. That was because the 3DS used a lot of the 3DS games use similar engines from the DS. So it's like it wasn't that difficult for them to upscale a lot of their engines.
Sorry.
I mean, both the DS and the 3DS use ARM architecture, which is the first cousin of PowerPC architecture. Which I'm glad, Nintendo, you're still using PowerPC architecture. Congratulations. Don't let third parties screw you over.
But x86, we need it.
We need x86. We need them to become like Sony and Microsoft's shitty consoles, shitty gaming PC consoles. But yeah, I agree that they will have a higher turnover rate, and I think the games will be more interconnected. Maybe. I don't know. Could be.
We'll see. It's kind of too early to say anything. Again, even though we're getting Skyrim and NBA and a few games on there, there's nothing really stopping these guys from running away later. The other thing I think this time it won't be a bad blow as it was on Wii U.
You know what he is going to do? They're going to do what they did last generation, sabotage their own product that they're releasing, and
so
just say it was a failure.
Yeah, so that they can leave. Like, here's what I'm looking at. Here's what I'm thinking, okay? This is just me. What I think is going to happen is this. I think NBA 2K is going to sell well because 2K games sell really, really well. I think NBA 2K is going to sell well. Probably 1 million. I mean, let's keep it real. They're just porting what they've already made. They're just downporting it because the Switch isn't as powerful as the PS4, the Xbox One. So they're just, maybe putting all the settings to medium and maybe doing some low texture stuff. I think it's going to sell relatively well. I think FIFA isn't going to sell that well, and I think it'll probably sell 600, 700 million. And then, EA is going to be like, well, that's not good enough, and then they're going to pull support. I don't want it to happen, but we know EA. We all know EA.
Well, they're not putting Mass Effect and Andromeda on it, so.
Well, they said that the development happened too soon, but I don't know.
Well, let's see what happens. But overall, be cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, I can't trust EA because
man, just make a Mass Effect trilogy. Release that on the Switch.
Exactly.
I think most gamers at this point would not trust
EA. They shouldn't, but they kind of still do. Even though they know who they are, they still want their games. Weird concept, but that's how it is, man.
Yeah, I don't think gamers at this point would trust EA. Like, I wouldn't trust EA, and like as a gamer, I'm like, I can't trust anything you say because everything you say is bullshit.
Well, speaking of which, even though we got Skyrim on the thing, still scared to touch it because what's not to say it doesn't have the exact same bugs. What's not to say it's not the PS3 version.
Well, I think they're using the special edition version. The special edition is far more stable. I'm not saying it's perfect. It's just more stable.
Yeah, I feel like Bethesda's just putting it on there just to say, oh hey, we have a game on the Nintendo console. We don't have to do anything else now.
Yeah, that's wrestling too.
We don't have
to
to
gonna be their mistake if they don't do anything else.
Well, this is EA. These are the people who sabotaged an entire. They sabotaged the entire fan base of an entire system. So, like, if you're willing to screw over an entire fan base in order to prove a point, and like, here's the thing: EA could have made a lot of money on the Wii U. Conceivably, they could have made a lot of money on the Wii U. The fact that they didn't do anything to basically put games on that system, aside from the bullshit they put on it first, tells you something. And they canceled games because they were supposed to put Crisis 3 on the was canceled. It was done. That game could run on the Wii U. Canceled because EA are dicks.
Hell yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't.
Hell yeah, they would have done a great job on the Wii U because the gamepad had so much thing going on for the sports games.
Well, they would have had no competition. I mean, they could. I mean, could you imagine? Even if it was that bullshit arcadey kitty Madden that they did for the Wii, could you imagine a Madden game or a FIFA game or a NBA live game where you could basically like do plays on the fly? But to hell with EA. I mean, I'm not buying FIFA. And here's the thing: they're bringing FIFA, not even Madden. Seriously, a FIFA game over Madden? Yeah.
Well, I mean, at least it'll do well in England now.
Yeah. Look, listen. No one England is PlayStation land. No one in England is going to get a Switch just so that they can play FIFA. I'm sorry. Like, that is not a console selling game in England.
They're fanboys, and is that hard?
I was about to say,
Well, they mostly
Europe
get
is the gaming full idiocy land.
Well, I mean,
there's only a few people in there that actually know what they're talking about when it comes to Nintendo in there.
Well, I mean, it's not even that. It's just like, this is just common sense. If you own a PS4, okay, which is still a viable console, why would you buy, and you've been buying FIFA on your PS4. Why would you, in turn, because a new console comes out, plus dollars, let's say 360 plus tax. I'm using American terms because I have no idea what the conversion rate is in various parts of Europe. Drop another 360 just so that you can play FIFA with Rumble. I'm sorry, HD Rumble. That doesn't make sense. Like, because most gamers who own a PS4 have at least 2 to 3 games. So plus 2 controllers. So each of these controllers is $60, so that's $120. The system itself is $400, so that's $520. Then you have 3 games on average, so that's $180. I'm not including tax with this. So, I mean, that's $700. You've already spent $700 just to get FIFA over the last few years. Why would you spend make it $1,000 to play FIFA? Well, over $1,000 on the Switch. That, unless you're like the hardest of hardcore gamers, I don't see that happening. This is once again, as soon as I saw it, I was like, this is once again EA just doing some bullshit. But that's EA. That's what they do. If there's a bullshit way to do something, EA will find it and do it.
I was about to say, they're greedy and they like to be lazy.
They do the minimum amount of effort for the maximum amount of return.
They are also known for being an enormous ass bags. So,
it's. I mean, look at it like this. Okay, let's say you already own a car. Okay, it's paid off. It's well maintained, and you can drive wherever the hell you want. Okay, all you have to do is pay the insurance and the registration, the car tax every year. Why would you go out on another luxury vehicle when you already have one paid off? The only people who would do that is someone who really, really, really just has money to burn, And the average consumer, especially,
they like seeing their crash go up in flames, and man, if anything, they got the biggest, fattest wallets that you'll ever see.
I mean, I know.
And what do they spend it on? Bullshit.
Well, I mean, I know that. I know that there's some people who will do it, but the average consumer is not going to do that. And I try to look at things from the point of view of the average Joe, everybody, Jane, everybody,
the average gamer,
consumer. Yeah, and the average consumer is not going to do that. What you're going to get is probably initially with the Switch, I think, is people who are interested in what it is. So you're going to get maybe 10% of that ultra casual. You're probably going to get some people who also own a Wii U. I'm going to be one of that crowd because I already pre-ordered mine from Amazon.
Damn it. Don't need to do
Yeah, man. I said, fuck it. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it.
Which one? The one with the red and blue, or just the black?
I got the black because the red and blue looks like with the type of foods I like to eat, it's probably going to be
It also looks like that Aquafina toothpaste.
It's going to be kind of hard to keep it clean for me.
Yeah. Other surprises was Xenoblade 2. Not Xenoblade Chronicles X2, but Xenoblade 2.
Well, I knew they were going to do a Xenoblade Chronicles, Xenoblade 2. That made sense. Although it makes, I think Xenoblade 2 is the sequel to Chronicles.
Yeah, I think that's the whole angle it's going for.
Because spoiler, Xenoblade has you making planet Mira. The second game is humanity coming from a destroyed Earth, basically crash landing on the planet and trying to survive. And I think this third one is going to be what happens maybe 50, 100 years after that, how these different alien species, probably some new crisis and they have to band together or whatever.
Yeah. Also, they apparently took the complaints about the face to heart with the new art style. So that's something people can't complain anymore.
Well, I think the new art style is also going to be cool because it's less graphically intensive. It's easier.
Yeah.
It's easier to make a more expressive character, and you don't have to use ultra realistic graphics because the more anime-ish look actually works in their favor. And this is way more anime-ish.
Right.
The first Xenoblade
Yeah, it is.
looked kind of realistic with slightly exaggerated expressions, which was cool.
Also, they're taking a cue from Breath of the Wild, probably.
Good.
Timeless over realistics.
Another surprise, I guess, would be that Fire Emblem Musu game, which is getting a direct 4 days from now.
Oh, man.
So on a Wednesday.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's about damn time. The only other game that would have made more sense is to do a Fire Emblem Muso game for I don't
For
know.
a new console?
No, I was gonna say for maybe maybe a Donkey Kong one.
Oh, oh man, a Donkey Kong one.
Yeah, that'd be cool to me. Look, man.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Imagine a Donkey Kong game where you could play as maybe like 6 of the Kongs, and then maybe 3 Kremlings, and then maybe you add in maybe like 3 guest characters, and then you just have them beat the shit out of all types of just random enemies, and have boss battles and junk. Have Donkey Kong beat the shit out of people because that's what he does. Maybe his special attacks could be barrel attacks. Be awesome. I totally play that game.
Actually, now that you mention, I'm sorry. Go on.
No, you go ahead.
No, it's funny that you mentioned Donkey Kong, but because when I saw that Mario Odyssey game, I kind of want Donkey Kong to be there just for the simple fact for the King Kong thing.
Yeah, like
New Dong City.
Mario's climbing a
Empire State Building.
just any tall building, and Donkey Kong's like, "Hey, you thought you got rid of me, but I'm back." Ah! Or even better, you could have the game so that you think Bowser's the main villain, but you get halfway through, Bowser gets knocked the fuck out by Donkey Kong, and Peach gets taken by DK. He's like, "Ha ha ha! You thought you got rid of me? I'm back!"
I can totally imagine them doing a 3D Donkey Kong game now. I can also see Metroid fans going on a rampage and trying to kill every gorilla that's left in the wild because they really want their Metroid. Metroid Retro.
You know, I like Metroid as much as the next person, but
yeah, people saw it after Galaxy and Mario couldn't go anywhere else. It turns out he could go to New York.
Come to the real world. There you go.
We thought.
Which I mean, give me in this game if they have like an Easter egg where you can go into Mario's real world apartment. Like, and his brother's like, oh,
that would be an Easter egg for sure. Finding the Super Mario Bros. Super Show apartment.
because don't forget, Mario and Luigi are brothers, and they're from Brooklyn. Mario, and Luigi Mario, which are actually their real names. So that's another little piece of information that you people who hated that movie can't bitch about.
Anyone get a
I almost forgot the one.
Wait, did anyone else get a Bayonetta 2 vibe when they saw that boss?
It felt a little Bayonetta-ish.
In the mechanical.
No, just
That
how
kind
the
of-
city looked, the art style of the city. Because
Yeah,
if you played Bayonetta, the people walking around didn't really have much definition, unless it was a character you were supposed to interact with. And that's how the characters look, kind of, sort of, in the real world.
It's weird
A little bit.
seeing Nintendo make like realistic human models. I don't know if they're used
Because
to
it's
that.
supposed to be impossible. Doc, how do you feel about it?
He's dead. Move on.
He's dead.
His mannequin is doing all the talking for him. So any other game in this list that really stands out to you before we move to the next topic?
For me, I'm actually hopeful. I'm actually on with Splatoon 2, and oh god, those double splatters.
Yeah.
Watch some of these people get cocky and try to make some matrix moves. I got my jet sculpture is ready to give you guys a good popping from afar. Let's see you try to outrun that.
I get those dual wields. It's we like I say hello to my little friend and all just blazing there.
Apparently,
I'm looking forward to the in Splatoon 2. I'm looking forward to the single player because the single player in the first one was like surprisingly good for how short it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same here. And since we don't know much of the online, well, single player is a good thing when you want to rest on the online.
well, this game takes place 2 years after Splatoon 1. Who knows what the story's gonna be? Do you Octavio escape from Captain Cuttlefish, or is something else happening?
I think
Also-
Captain Cuttlefish is dead.
Well, I mean, hell, he survived the Great War. He's pretty damn old. He might. I think that crusty old bastard might still be kicking, literally. Because
I don't know.
if you got to the end of
He's
Splatoon,
durable.
he can get down for
Well, like-
old guy.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's that one scene where like Marie is just like you know the camera's behind her and she's in like funeral clothes apparently.
Well, I mean,
By the way, I didn't see the sisters in Splatoon 2 unless I.
well, you see Callie.
No, you
not
see Marie.
Callie. One of the two. Personally, I think the one with blonde hair, or blonde tentacle,
White.
On tentacles.
whatever. Personally, I think that I mean, whatever. I don't know what the story is. I just think that this game could be awesome, and I will totally get it. I will get Splatoon 2.
Yeah, same here.
Unless the
Totally
online
worth
is ridiculous.
No, I'm still gonna get it. I don't care. Because for me, Splatoon single player was so good that I can go back and play that single player a lot. Plus, you know, it's probably gonna have local multiplayer, which is gonna be awesome. So, I mean, either way, it's gonna be pretty good.
Oh yeah, the local multiplayer actually be better because the way the Switch works,
Everyone's gonna have their own damn
you
screen.
can actually have like yeah.
Everybody get their own damn screen.
Hey, I got a
And
question.
of course, we can say this. Everybody can finally say some tactics. I'm quoting here. Tactics in trying to make out where to go, and then try to see how long they take before they get splattered.
Yeah. Look, as someone who actually did play several online matches with voice chat, talking during Splatoon actually hurts you. It doesn't help you. What were you gonna say, Double A?
No, I'm just.
BRB, guys.
I got a question. Anyone find it funny that when they're saying how the Switch is an amalgamation of all Nintendo's hardware, starting from the Famicom to the Wii U?
Mhm.
Anyone find it funny that they said the biggest contribution to the GameCube was the handle? I know a lot of people started crying because they said, "What about the control? That was the best one ever."
The controller didn't offer like anything inherently new, and they were talking about like
It was
new special features.
the GameCube.
Yeah, just
The
because.
GameCube controller, for ease of use, I still have to say it's one of the best controllers, just for like the amount of stuff you could do with the GameCube controller. But in terms of the best controller they've ever had, I'm gonna have to say the Wiimote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just because it's your favorite doesn't mean it's the best.
I mean, because the Wiimote was just the easiest to get into. Like, you could pick up a Wiimote, you knew exactly what you had to do to play the game. You can't say that with the GameCube. The GameCube controller, when you first look at it, looks weird. Just like the N64 controller, when you first look at it, it looks weird.
Mm-hmm. And same goes for the Switch controllers. It's easy. It'll be easy to, unless it's the small control. It really is uncomfortable. But I had to play it for myself to see. But I know Mr. Red Fox will do it in a few days.
Do what?
Are you going to the Switch
Try
event?
the Switch.
Yeah, but that's not until February. That's not until February 10th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a while away. I mean, I'm totally going. I'm gonna get pictures, but
Okay. Any of you interested in the Project Octopath thing?
Yes,
Yeah,
I am.
Bill
That's
Kim-
the,
but we
Like,
need
that's
to see
the
more
kind-
about it.
I'm
like that's the
interested
kind
in.
of game. Okay, go.
No, I'm interested in it, but I've been screwed over by Square Enix so many times now.
Wait a minute, was that Square Enix or was
can't-
that Alice?
Square Enix.
No, it's
Square
not
Enix.
Alice.
Square Enix. I've been screwed over by Square Enix so many times. I can't just go on faith with them anymore. Because every time I go on faith with Square Enix, my faith is betrayed. Every time.
Shortening
without-
your life.
Well, no, my life is going to be long and fruitful, but they knock on wood. But like every time I trust that Square Enix is going to f something up, they do. So I no longer like basically once a developer or publisher has my trust, I rubber stamp them because I know they're not going to f it up. Like Nintendo has earned my trust. Like more often than not, like 90% of the time, I know I'm not going to be like Nintendo, you fucked up. I can't say that with other publishers. Like Sega is like a 50-50 hit rate. Like, would you trust a company that 50% of the time fail? Like, would you trust a car 50% of the time? This car is not going to work. Then why would you trust a game developer who 50% of the time their game is going to be garbage? Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we
Okay, I'm not sure
can.
what happened earlier. I apologize about that. I was talking, but you guys can hear me.
No, we were like, you're being awfully quiet. We thought you were pissed off at us. Like, fuck these motherfuckers.
Giving the finger and all. So another game I'm
Anything else to
interested.
say?
What are you
Ah,
talking
shit.
about now? Because I had to leave.
Oh, we were just talking about how were there any other games on the list that really stood out to us, and someone said it was the Project Octopath from Square Enix.
I'm not sure if anyone has mentioned the Has Been Heroes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
talked
yeah.
about that a little.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that game. And of course, to me, the most obvious one, at least within the first couple months, is going to be that Mario Kart 8 battle mode.
I'm not buying
The
that
first
game.
couple of months.
I'm not buying that game. All that shit should have been included with the Wii U version of that game. I'm sorry. No.
Sorry, boys. I had to cancel emergency doorbell ringing, and what did I miss?
No, we were just talking. We were
Okay.
looking at the list, and we were just talking about games that stood out to us before we moved on to the next topic.
I was saying which game are you on?
No, we were just looking at the list and picking a game. Someone said Dr. Feelgood said Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
That.
I can honestly say I'm only buying it for the battle mode, man. Like that's
I'm
it.
mixed about that because
For $30.
that would hopefully mean that we're getting, even if they don't add more into Mario Kart 8, then that means that's a real bite in the rear end for us gamers that actually bought it in the first place.
No, I'm just not buying it. Like I don't care because like here's the thing. There was nothing precluding this content from coming to the Wii U. There was no reason that this
That's
content
the thing.
because they made lots of money off that game, and there was no reason for it not to be on the system. So I'm not gonna buy it. I mean, I do not support bullshit, even from my favorite publisher / developer. I don't support it. So nope, not buying it.
So
Come on, Red Fox, don't be a dick.
No. Look, man. Look. Listen.
let
Okay.
him be.
It's a game you really love on your Xbox. Okay. Let's say Sunset Overdrive. Okay. Sunset Overdrive. Okay. And you really love that game, and then they came out with like they released it again for the Switch. Not gonna happen, but if this happened with all this extra content that there is no reason it shouldn't have been on the Xbox One as well. you would be pissed. You'd be like, I paid, however much for this, and I had fun with this game, but why isn't this shit available? Like, why wasn't this included on this game? Well, no, you wouldn't accept that. So, I mean, I don't care who it is. I'm not accepting bullshit. That's my one rule. If you give me bullshit, I will not accept it. I will bust it. That is what this whole thing is about. If it's bullshit, I'm gonna call you on it. I'm gonna be like, that's bullshit. You done effed up. There's Puyo Puyo Tetris, which
Yes.
I guarantee won't be as bad as
You be.
We're not gonna talk about
I'm
it on
hopeful,
PS4.
but
Okay, move on. Move the L on.
okay.
I was saying I'm hopeful, but with whoever is considering who's making it, I'll wait until it goes to somebody that knows how to make a game.
Look, I got one.
Yeah,
I
right.
got one for you that I think all of us can agree will be awesome when it comes out. We don't know when, we don't know where, but when it does come out, it'll be freaking awesome. No More Heroes from Suda51 and Grasshopper Manufacturing.
Or their new IP exclusively for that system.
And I just want a No More Heroes 3. Ubisoft, we know your money is a little tight right now, and you're trying to keep Vivendi from taking you out back and raping you.
Bending you over.
But look, sell that shit back to Suda. It's time so that he can make No More Heroes 3, or even better, make a No More Heroes 3 and give us a massive city to explore. Like, make it like a parody of modern GTA with 3 different playable characters, one of which being Travis Touchdown, obviously. Maybe have Sylvia and maybe Shinobu. And look, just let us go around that city, clean it up. One, you could have it be about Travis setting up his own assassins organization and having like this massive war against other, like the major world assassin organization in his universe, and then have us take over the city block by block, territory by territory, taking down people. And since you said you wanted to have that whole wrestling thing, in order for you to defeat enemies, like you have to do wrestling moves, and maybe one of them you then pile drive a dude like 90 stories. That'd be cool.
That'd be epic.
It's like, and that's a Travis Touchdown thing anyway, because Travis Touchdown is insane. He's also an insane pervert, but mostly insane.
Oh man. So Puyo Tetris is being made by Sega, right?
Yeah, but Sega has never messed up a Puyo Puyo game. Like never. They've never messed up a Puyo Puyo game. They're all really good, so.
Oh, if they mess up the Tetris, it's something a curse of Tetris now.
All right, Ruru. We have some people talking in the chat. We'll get to some of them. Fruit Puncher says that EA rep on the Switch presentation stage. I'm telling you, man. Nintendo was holding his cat hostage. That's why he was up there. He didn't want to be up there.
Why do you think Bill was there?
Yeah, Bill, because Bill was like, "Look, if I take my hand off this dead switch, your cat goes kaboom." You say what you need to say, and we'll blow up your cat. Like the fact that they're putting FIFA and none of their AAA games on the system tells you something. Because FIFA's not a AAA game. It's not. Okay, AAA assets are not going in that game. They've been using the same engine for the last 5 years. It's not a AAA game.
I was about to say, isn't that their plain potato chip game?
Basically,
Red, I read that this FIFA that came out this year actually is 4K.
That doesn't matter. Look, when I say the engine isn't the graphics. The engine is.
I'm bored.
Okay, let me put it this way. Yeah, I know, because you trolling bastard. That's why. but this is actually a point that gamers need to understand. The engine that you use to make a game is not the graphics. The engine is literally the engine. It's what makes everything run. So it's like if you have a car, the graphics are the chassis. You know, they're the outside that makes it look all pretty. But if you just have a chassis and no engine, I don't care how pretty that chassis looks, you aren't getting anywhere. You need a car and graphic. You need the car and the chassis and all the little bits and pieces in between to make the car go. Well, a lot of companies have been using a shitty engine and making it look really pretty on the outside. But if you have a shitty engine, no matter how pretty the outside is, that car is gonna suck.
So if people are excited for the 4K, they just need to calm down. Wake up.
Mm-hmm.
I put a post on Google Plus saying, "Keep your 4K, shut up your ass." You see this on Super Mario Odyssey? That's in 80p, at 60 frames.
Yeah, but that's all about that's about art style. People don't
Art
understand
style,
that
not limitation.
graphics is not about how high the resolution is, because at a certain point your eyes can't even tell it. It's about the art style. Certain art styles that really good. We have another statement from Fruit Puncher. Shout out to Fruit Puncher. PlayStation owns an island market to dominate. It sucks that it is in Japan.
What?
Yeah, Fruit
Okay.
Puncher, you trolling. Ruru, the limitations of micro SD cards. I mean, like, from what I've heard, the system is compatible with micro SD, but you can also use.
I think the biggest one they have is 512 gigabytes for micro SD.
What I was going to say is that it also apparently, although this feature hasn't been activated yet, you'll be able to use a external hard drive as well.
No, I can see. I can honestly see them not allowing that, and here's why. Since this thing is portable, no one wants to lug around an external hard drive. And even if you use a USB flash drive or whatever, if you move that tablet in some kind of way, you can basically break that bitch off in there, and that won't be pretty. So my thing is, I can see them just sticking with the SD card, or the micro SD rather. And with that, I mean, you can basically get the same hard drive space as you already have on an Xbox One or PS4 standard, which is about 512 gigabytes.
You know, I would normally agree with you except for this. Some people, like myself, I'm not going to be using this as a handheld. I'm not going to be going to people's houses. Hey, man, like that stupid ass commercial. Hey, man, I went to the basketball court. Instead of playing basketball, let's play NBA 2K. By the way, that is one of the stupidest things in that commercial, because no one does that.
Someone else made a good point about this. Someone said it looks like it was a lot of people on that court, and if you and your friends are playing basketball, you just ran your game and completed it, you have to wait your turn again. And what better way to wait your turn than play?
No, if you're doing half court, you take the other court, because there's always between 2 to 4 baskets.
But we don't know if it was half court or full court. We don't know that.
And look, we're making too many excuses for a dumbass thing. No one in their right mind is ever going to go to a basketball court with their home console, their expensive home console, and just like going to go all the way to the basketball court just so they can play NBA 2K. Like
just for the Joy-Cons alone.
That's just asking to be jacked.
Not just that. What if someone throws that basketball, you aren't paying attention, it smashes into your damn thing? I know it's Nintendium, but damn. You know, I mean, no, man, no one, no.
Yeah, I mean, that would break a perfectly good basketball.
No! Basketball explodes. The switch is still just there. But anyway, look, listen. All I'm saying is this: some people are going to be using this thing as their home console, and I think the 32 gigs that is available of internal memory, enough memory. And micro SD cards are cheap. They're not that cheap. So if you already have a hard drive, if they enable the ability for you to use a hard drive for your thing, that's cool.
Yeah, and besides, Best Buy gives special offers sometimes. The cards.
I mean, if you want a really good price for SD cards, I would not say Best Buy because even their this is a sale, $19.99 is a ripoff. My best.
No, I would recommend them because I mean I've actually bought like a really really large size SD card, flash drive, and micro SD for damn near pennies on a dollar. But you have to watch for the really really good sales. But they just say something like, "Oh, 32 gig SD card for $25, normally $35." That's bullshit. No.
Yeah. The best thing for me because I'm not a member of clubs and all that shit. For me, just for me personally, is Newegg, Tiger Direct, and Amazon. Amazon, when they have a tech sale,
Much better choice.
Yeah, Amazon when they have a tech sale is like ridiculous. They're like, oh, you can have like 4 micro SDs for like that are like 24 gig, no, like 24, 32 gigs each for like $10. It's like, what the hell? or you get this 128 gigabyte one for like 12. I'm like, damn, it's ridiculous. It's like, I mean, if you know how to, I mean, that's how I got my my memory for my PC. Like I went to Newegg and I got like 2 sticks of 8 gigs, so 16 gigs total for like $73. I mean,
that's why
normally
I got my,
the stuff retails for
that's why I got my half terabyte Xbox 360 hard drive from when I got my new one. Newegg had it on sale for like I think $45. It was normally $100.
Yeah, Newegg is.
But what I did, I went to Best Buy and price matched that shit because I didn't feel like waiting for it.
Yeah, I didn't do that, and plus they gave me free shipping. So, because here's the thing, I don't like going into stores and waiting because every time I go to Best Buy, they try to fuck me. Not literally, but like they the people are working on commission and they want to sell you something that you don't really need.
I was about to say that's something that they have to do out of the fact that if anything, they want to at least get their way of saying, hey, we managed to get something and we're gonna be sure that you know that we're trying to get something out of you, even though you're getting something already out of us.
No, they just I just get tired of because basically Best Buy really makes their money off of people who aren't tech savvy. Like your mom or your uncle or your aunt, someone in your family who isn't tech savvy goes in there and like, yeah, we'll sell you this this printer for like $50 that you'll have to spend that has the highest ink consumption humanly possible. You print like 3 pages, you got to get a new ink canister. Ink canisters are $30 a piece, and you'll go through like 5 every 2 or 3 months. So basically, by the end of the year, you bought 15, 20 of these some bitches and spent 30 times 30, $600 for your $600 on your $50 printer, and that's how they get you. So I mean, it's stuff like that. Like I'm sorry, I can't do Best Buy. I know a lot of people love them. I can't do it. I just can't.
But you see, Red, I'm not a smart consumer. If Nintendo put a terabyte in their Nintendo Switch, then I wouldn't have to be this confused about enhancing my backup.
I think with cartridges, I think the fact that they're bringing cartridges back, I think cartridges will not be all that bad. Personally, like I'm not a huge fan of, like personally, like if they're going back to cartridges, then that means that your games will be a lot more sturdier.
Not even that. To me, if they're going to cartridges, the cartridge itself can have a memory on it that allows for patches to keep them off your damn console.
That is true. That is true. But I mean, here's the thing: there's different sized cartridges. Like for Skyrim, that 15.3 gig game, Bethesda's probably getting that compressed for the.
Hold on, but what size are the cartridges now? Are they like 64 gigabytes?
Yeah, but not all those cartridges are going to be 64 gigs because look, we're going back to how it was back in the day where you had different size cartridges because the bigger the cartridge, the higher the licensing fee in order to get those cartridges printed up.
No, but have
Nintendo.
they confirmed what size they are on the Switch though?
I think they're 64 gigs. They could be bigger than that, but I mean, there's going to be different sizes. Like some games are probably going to be 7.3 gigs. So if you're a company, if you're a publisher or a studio, you're not going to spend you're not going to buy a 64 gig. You're not going to buy a million 64 gig cartridges. Get made when really all you need is 8 gigs for the 7.3. That doesn't make sense.
Well, that's true, but I know in the case of Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare Remastered, you need to do 130 gigabytes before
but
that's date.
That's Activision, and I mean, let's keep it real. Like the 8th gen has been the bullshit gen because the 8th gen has been the bullshit gen because the bullshit gen has been people putting up with shit that we would never have put up with, even 5 years ago. Oh yeah, sure. Sell me a demo as the main part of the game, and then give me the rest of the game after the fact later on down the line. Oh yeah, sure. I'll pay for online. Look, I'm real iffy about getting the online for Nintendo's Switch because if it's some bullshit,
Me too.
I won't get it. I'll do something else. Listen, I'm a cheap bastard. I work hard for my money. And if I'm a consumer, respect my money, and I'll respect your money, and then we can respect each other's money, but don't try and screw me over. So yeah, I think we've exhausted the games list long enough. I think we can all agree that the games list is pretty good. I'm not saying it's great; it's pretty good. And that's all.
Quality.
But also keep in mind, there's some unlisted shit they're going to talk about later on.
Well, yeah, I'm just glad that it's not filled with just port after port after port. There's a lot of ports, but it's not like ridiculous.
Oh, yes.
I mean, okay, you've got The Binding of Isaac, that's a port. Blaze Blue port. Gaia 5 port. Dragon Ball Xenoverse port. The Dragon Quest games port. Elder Scrolls port, Farming Simulator port, but Fast RMX, not a port, FIFA a port, I Am Setsuna port, Just Dance 2017 new game. Technically, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is a port. Love the game, port. Lego City Undercover, another damn port. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, a port. Yeah, with new features, but it's a fucking port. Minecraft Switch Edition port. Never mind, I take that back. There's a lot of fucking ports here.
But to be fair, a lot of it isn't stuff that's really been on a Nintendo console before.
Yeah, but some of it is stuff that's been on, if not recently, but like, okay. The Binding of Isaac, that's on. That's on and the 3DS.
Almost everywhere.
Blaze Blue, you can get that on the 3DS. Cube Life, Wii U. Disgaea, there hasn't been one recently on a Nintendo system, but there's a port of Disgaea 1 on the DS. Dragon Ball Xenoverse, okay, that's never been on the system, but it's a port from something else, from the other systems. Dragon Quest 10, that's a port from the Wii and the Wii U. Dragon Quest 11, that's going to be a port because they're not going to make that ground up for the system. Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2 port. Elder Scrolls 5 port. Farming Simulator, that's going to be a port. Fast Racing MX from Shin'en, that's going to be new. FIFA, come on, man, it's EA. It's got to be a port. Fire Emblem Warriors and Has Been Heroes are new games, so cool. I'm down with that. No ports.
Apparently, it's also getting a Tales of game, but that'll probably be a port.
What? I cut out.
A Tales of game.
Oh, I hope it's not a port, but it might be because it's Namco Bandai. Namco Bandai is like 50-50. Sometimes they're on the ball, and sometimes they're effing up. I Am Setsuna, that's going to be a damn port. Just Dance 2017, probably a port. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, I already said that's a port. Lego City Undercover, come on, man, that's a port. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, a port. Minecraft, a port. Minecraft Story Mode, another port. Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. Technically speaking, it's an update of Monster Boy 3 that was on the TurboGrafx 16 and the Sega Master System, and then also on the Virtual Console. But I'm not going to call that a port because they're really building that game from the ground up. NBA 2K18.
Ports.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this New Frontier Days Founding Pioneers because it looks like it's going to be an RPG. Arc System works, and Arc System makes some pretty good RPGs.
Really?
Yeah, a new No More Heroes game. I know I skipped Nobunaga's Ambition, but it's a army's history simulator, and I played enough of those back in the day. Project Octopath Traveler could be good, could be shit. Square Enix, you never know. Project Sonic
looks nice.
Yeah, the artwork did look cool. Project Sonic 2017. Woo! Might be good, might be shit. It's Sega. You never know. Puyo Puyo Tetris.
I would say half. I would say half and half because Sonic Mania is not made by Sega, which is good. Sonic 2017.
Well, they're publishing.
Good point.
So look, man, it's a roll of the dice. It's 50-50. Flip a coin. You never know. Puyo Puyo Tetris, probably going to be a good game. I don't know if it's going to sell that well, but Sega's never effed up a Puyo Puyo game. They've never effed up a Puyo Puyo game. So, could be good. Rayman Legends Definitive Edition. Port. Readout from Nicholas, probably be good. That's a new game. Rhyme. It's a multi-plat. Romance of the Three Kingdoms, another sim. Shin Megami Tensei. Whatever. We don't know. I think it's Shin Megami Tensei 5. That's what I think it is. Shovel Knight. That's a port. I love Shovel Knight, but it's a port. Skyland. We already talked about Sonic Mania. Splatoon 2. New game. Spelunker. I don't know what that is, but it might be good. Sniffer Clips.
That's a port.
Spelunker's a port?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay, it's a port. Sniffer Clips, that's brand new. Stardew Valley, that's a port. Steep, I think that might be a port. I think they're going to bring it to the Xbox One, the PS4, and PC first, and then over to the Switch. So I think that might be a port. Story of Seasons, port. Super Bomberman R, brand new game. Super Mario Odyssey, brand new game. Siberia 3, I think that's a port. An Untitled SteamWorld game and an Untitled Tales of game. Those will probably be new if they have their shit together. Ultra Street Fighter 2, The Final Challengers.
Port of a port.
That's a port of a port of a port of a port. But still, it's going to be better than Street Fighter 5.
Oh!
You really like sticking
I'm just
going to
keep on shitting on Street Fighter 5. I'll never stop shitting on Street Fighter 5. Dr. Feelgood, how do you feel about shitting on Street Fighter 5?
I feel there's no other way to address the game.
Except the shit on it. So collectively, everyone, pull down your pants. It's time. Grab Street Fighter 5.
I mean, okay. Honestly, 2 minutes. Let's look at this real quick. That game literally, that game literally fucked up a 25+ year pedigree.
Yep.
That's like you when you're breeding. Let's say you're breeding
30.
racehorses. You're breeding racehorses, and you've always just had the best breed. Everyone wants to buy your shit, but then one day you let your best horse, number one, you let a stray come in and fuck it in the ass. Like that's what happened in Street Fighter 5. Capcom let Sony come in and buy it because the game was originally supposed to be released in 2018.
Yep.
And then it's like, hold on, how you get 2 years ahead of schedule? Because you didn't finish shit.
And here's the thing, Dr. Feelgood and myself, we're huge Street Fighter fans. We know that it takes 3 to 5 years for the next Street Fighter to come out. And I don't mean the next iteration where you're like, oh, this is new challenges, this is turbo. I mean, literally, the next Street Fighter to come out in the series, it takes 3 to 5 years.
The next number.
Yeah, the next number, it takes 3 to 5 years. It was a 3 to 5 year jump from Street Fighter to Street Fighter 2, 3 to 5 years from Street Fighter 2 to Alpha, 3 to 5 years from Alpha to 3. I know Alpha had different Alpha 2, Alpha 3, but, like, over those 3 to 5 years, you finally got to 3. 3 to 5 years from 3 to 4, 3 to 5 years from 4. Should have been 4 to 5, but instead it was like, what, 2 years? 2.5, 3 years?
Mm-hmm.
That was too quick. That's like someone saying, I'm going to clean your entire house, and your house has like 4 levels. And they're in there for like 30 minutes. And they're like, I cleaned your house. Like, no way you cleaned my house in 30 minutes. Just you by yourself?
Should let them commit genocide. This time.
You by yourself?
Yeah, just by yourself. Just one dude. I'm going to clean your entire 4-story house with 5 baths, 6 bedrooms, 2 kitchens, a kick-ass, bomb-ass man cave in the basement, a sub-basement where you keep your weight room, a pool, a guest room, and everything, 30 minutes. No way! That's what Street Fighter, that's what Capcom did. Yeah, it's ready. No, it's not. No way! You
Unless you're Sonic the Hedgehog, you can't do that, bull.
It's like someone coming up to you and saying, I cooked barbecue from scratch in 30 minutes. Barbecue is a time, it's a time thing, especially if it's something like a rack of ribs or a pork butt or a shoulder or you're
high
cooking
quality
half
meat.
hog. It takes time. That's a labor of love. That sounds some shit I did in 30 minutes. Unless you're Capcom,
As I said,
apparently they can give you half a game in 30 minutes.
Unless if that's high quality meat, it's really long time. And pulling that off in a half hour, you gotta wonder, what the heck do they do?
Stop talking about food. I gotta stop talking about food because it's making me hungry. Because I'm gonna have to.
You're gonna make somebody hungry.
I'm already hungry. As soon as this thing is over, I'm gonna go get something to eat. Xenoblade 2. Come on, man. It's in Japan. It's probably gonna hit in 2017. It'll probably be. I think that's gonna be the Christmas game of 2018.
No, here's what I'll say. They say it's just gonna release possibly this year. I say it's gonna be delayed.
Was Xenoblade 2?
It's
Yes.
It's obviously gonna get delayed.
I think it's gonna come out in Japan in 2017. I think it's gonna be.
No, and I'm sorry. I can't. If this game is gonna be even on the same scale as the first game on the Wii, like, to me, honestly, there's already a lot of shit coming out this year.
Well,
They need to spread this shit. Like, to me, people are complaining right now, like, man, the titles do spread out. Really, no, it's not. Breath of the Wild is gonna be 3 months easy of your life thrown away.
Yeah.
And Splatoon 2, probably milk a good $500 in the first month.
And you add in Super Mario Odyssey. Like, okay, I think Super Mario Odyssey is gonna be their Christmas game. Like, first party Christmas game for Nintendo. That's gonna be their Christmas. I gotta have this for Christmas game. I think that Xenoblade 2. I think the Xenoblade 2 in Japan. Actually, you're right, because they might delay that. They might push that back in Japan for maybe
because now it's no region lock, and since it's a worldwide simultaneous release, I really can't see them milking a whole release in Japan first and America and Europe later. Shit, not too many, too much.
Yeah, but just because there's no region locking doesn't mean that it's going to be localized. Like, there's still going to be shit that's going to come out in Japan first, and if you want to play
I still have to call bull on people saying that yay, region lock. That means no more games are going to be held back.
Right.
Right.
Be able to play unlocalized games. It means that if you want to play Xenoblade 2, let's say it does come out this year, you can play it, you can buy it, you can play it. good luck understanding what the fuck's going on because it's all in Japanese. But you can play it.
Yeah.
That's
Go
what I
ahead.
keep
And-
telling these people. There's
Or
games that are heavy
story-based.
text, and you won't even know what you're throwing into.
Let me put it this way: if Super Bomberman R comes out, Super Bomberman R doesn't need you can buy that as soon as it comes out because it's a Bomberman game. You should
It's
know how to
easy
play it.
to understand.
It's not a hard game, but for an RPG or even something that's more whatever that Tales game is, these are text heavy games. You can't just that's not easy to play, but some people what are you gonna do?
And people have to stop and think. I bet you they're gonna announce a direct before the Switch launches, because what are the indies? The only indie that they announced is Shovel Knight. That has been confirmed. I mean, but what about the others?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, there is a Fire Emblem Direct next week.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Exactly.
So basically what I'm thinking, oh shit, we lost another one. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna see if we have any more questions and then gimmicks. I think gimmicks make games more fun. I think that utilizing the gimmicks in a system makes them more interesting. Like Star Fox on the SNES was great because Star Fox on the N64 was a great game because you had Rumble, and that was a gimmick. As a matter of fact, in the 5th gen, 3D was a gimmick. The 3D within and of itself was a gimmick. Gimmicks have existed in everything. Some gimmicks work, some gimmicks fail. The Xbox One initially the gimmick was, oh, you can use your voice to control it, and it's going to watch you, and you can tell it to do this, that, and the other. That was a gimmick. It failed. Microsoft dropped it. The Wii U had off-screen TV play, and that was a gimmick that partially succeeded and also partially failed. Motion control was a gimmick that Nintendo introduced, heavily pushed with the Wii. That's a gimmick that stayed because everyone's still using motion control in some way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
But of course, gimmicks don't count because they're just bullshit. According to some people, what do we think of the Switch? We've spent all this time talking about it. Reuniclus Blob. We've been talking about it for over an hour now. Damn. If you don't know what we think about it,
I'll sum it up simply. I reserved 2 of them already.
I will say it. I will say it right now. I reserved 1. I did not reserve 2 because
No, my wife. Even my wife
Hold
said
on.
she's
Who's the third one?
Huh?
Why 3?
I got 2.
He's got 2, and I reserved 1.
Oh, I understood that Doc ordered 3. I was like, you crazy.
No.
I still need to reserve 1, and then I'll reserve the Breath of the Wild Special Edition.
Oh, you gotta be fast, man.
Well, those are still available for pre-order, depending on where you go. But now that Master Sword Edition, that bitch is gone.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna try. I'm still gonna try to find one, up until the day that bitch releases, because someone's gonna allow you to do an in-store pre-order or have them back in stock. Because that's the one I really do want. But I like the fact that the only difference between that and the special edition is the damn Master Sword. Everything else is identical.
Exactly. And really, the really cool thing is going to be those damn amiibos.
Oh, boy.
That Mecharok, the Mecharok and Bokoblin amiibos. Oh, God. That's Nintendo. Just taking all my damn money. Just taking all of it.
They make a Ganon one. Holy crap.
I keep telling myself that I don't need to buy anymore, but they keep releasing more.
I think I have like 60 right now, 60 or 70.
Nintendo's like a damn drug dealer.
And I hadn't even bought all the Smash Brother ones yet, and I haven't bought. I think I only have like 2 Animal Crossing. No, I'm sorry, I got 5 of those because I got the cards. But other than that, I think I have like 60 or 70 of them right now, and I only own all of them.
Yep. It's. I mean, all I'm gonna say is this: Nintendo, those damn amiibos are insane. The only thing that marred this event for me was that I wish Satoru Iwata had been able to present it because I don't really like Kimishima
It's
that
his
much.
baby. It's his baby.
Yeah, and I'm
Kimishima
not
didn't.
enthralled with Kimishima.
Kimishima wasn't really the one presenting it. It was more Koizumi.
Yeah.
Yeah, but but if Iwata had been there, I mean, honestly, you can even tell like some of the shit they were doing, like how they presented certain things. Some of that shit it kind of got from Miyamoto and Iwata. They really did.
Mm-hmm.
The playfulness.
You could just I just wish that Iwata had been able to present it. I think it could have been. I think it would have been presented a lot better had Iwata done it. Sorry, I know everyone's like, fuck him.
Well, this is weird because
motherfucker.
Jeez.
Sorry.
Okay.
Look, they need to put him in the back. Just don't ever let him come out in public because the dude looks like he looks like a turtle. He looks like a damn turtle.
Who?
I was gonna say,
Damn.
you think he's a Koopa?
Are we live? Don't say this shit, man. He's trying to get killed.
I don't care.
I do.
Listen, when I go to the event, they can come and get my ass, or they can try.
Oh boy.
Then Nintendo's gonna find your ass. You're gonna disappear under a black bag.
As much money as I've given these motherfuckers, they ain't gonna do shit.
I was gonna say.
No, this is
You
why they're
thinking
inviting
that
you to that event.
So you mean to tell me it's gonna be like Goodfellas? I'm gonna come in there and be like, "Hey, what's gonna? Oh shit!"
Exactly.
and
Kimishima's gonna be there personally.
I wish he would. I'll break my foot off in his ass. I'll say, it's like I admire Satoru Iwata. I followed his career. You, sir, are no Satoru Iwata, and break my foot off in his ass.
What? He hasn't even done anything yet. Jeez.
That's the point. I'm sorry. Look, listen. It's very difficult to move on when you lose someone as phenomenal as Satoru Iwata. It's very hard to move on to the next douchebag. Although I don't know if he's a douchebag or not. He could be a fantastic person, but he hasn't really done anything he hasn't done anything to engender confidence in me yet as a consumer of Nintendo products.
And with how things are looking right now, that's probably going to be shrinking a lot more.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, let's get to some of these features, and then we'll get to the next two topics. I think we can blaze through them, and we'll be done. The features. Any of these features stand out to you? We know that it's HD, so it's a 1080p screen. 720p screen when it's undocked. When it's docked, it upscales to whatever your television resolution is for your HD screen. Unless you have an HD converter and you have an SD TV, then you're just SOL. I don't know what to say to you people. You will not. You have an HD handheld, but not an HD home console.
That is WTF.
Some people still have standard TVs. I mean,
you know what? The best feature to me was that Wii U backwards compatibility. Oh,
yeah, that's not cool. I would have loved to have Wii U backwards compatibility, but whatever. It is what it is.
Not me. Cause my thing is, look, I got a Wii U.
So do I.
I'm glad they're not, trying to cater to those bastards that always say shit like, "Man, I won't play Bayonetta, but I'm not gonna buy a Wii U for it." Okay, well, fine. Fucking miss out on it. Miss out on it. I have no sympathy for you.
See, that's the thing. That's what I'm talking about when I say that there's certain games I'm not going to buy for the Switch because I already own them on Wii U. I'm like, why? I mean, like the battle mode is cool, but first of all, let's keep it real. The battle mode for Mario Kart was always pretty good, but like for me, my favorite kart racer wasn't Mario Kart. It was Diddy Kong Racing. So now, if they said we're making Switch, I'll buy that shit in a heartbeat. But I'm not buying a game I already fucking own with some extra shit added to it. I'm not doing that. but I mean, for people who were like, yeah, well, I want to play the Wii U games, but I don't want to buy a Wii U, or it doesn't have enough hard drive space, or these games there's just not enough games for me to want to buy the system. And yet these are the same.
But I want them to port all the games to the Switch.
Yeah, I want them to port those. I want backwards compatibility. To the Switch. For those people, F you. If they don't port a game over, too fucking bad. You know what you could always do? You could go and buy a Wii U used if you can find one. And then you can, do the best you can then. But whatever. They basically have released the next gen version of the Wiimote. Because that's like, everyone's like the Joy-Con. It's the next gen version of the Wiimote. Congratulations.
Through and through. And as I said before, all Nintendo did was take the Wii U, make it a little bit more powerful, a little more versatile, and then the Wii U, the gamepad, and the Wiimote, and they compressed this shit down better than they do their own damn gaming software.
Yep. They were like, look, this shit can work. Yeah, Nintendo, see, everyone was like, oh man, Nintendo's abandoning the Wii U. The Wii U failed. What the fuck do you think this shit is? It's a Super Wii U. You dumb mother. People who are shitting on the Wii U.
What it is. Now, when I look at the Joy-Con, I'm like, how did you guys cram all that shit into a controller that's only about as thick as a deck of cards? You got gyro accelerometers, you got the IR pointer there, you got some new HD rumble, you add it, and now it's a full 6-button controller essentially. Well, no, take it back, 8-button controller. I'm like, what?
Yeah, those little
How did you get all this shit in there? I mean, that thing is tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason they're like $80.
Because basically the technology has gotten smaller and cheaper. And think about it. If they wanted to give you a controller that had this type of functionality 5-6 years ago, it would have cost $120. It would have been the Xbox Elite controller before the Elite controller ever existed. Think about that. And yet people want to say it's too expensive. Fuck you. Gaming is expensive.
To tell me every damn controller on this system has gyro, even those small shits? I really do find that hard to believe, but somehow they did it.
Yep.
They did it.
Yep. So basically, the game is awesome. The system looks awesome. The only thing that bothers me about it is that I just wish, just a few small things that bother me. I hope that they activate the thing where you can use a hard drive, because like I said, if you already have a hard drive, why would you want to go out and spend $30 or $40? Because I know people say, well, you can get a micro SD card on sale. They aren't always on sale. And if you really want to get a game that's like 128 gigs or 64 gigs and you want to download it versus getting it physical, you're going to have to spend a decent amount of cash on top of the actual getting the game just to have the hard drive space.
They kind of encouraged.
Whereas if you already have a portable standalone hard drive, a USB hard drive, I mean, for 20, 30, 40, 100, 200, 300 gigs, I mean, shit. I mean, if you already got it, I mean, don't bend me over and screw me, Nintendo.
YouTube's busted, by the way. Oh.
Is it?
Yeah.
How so?
Well, no, it's not busted. It must have just been, I just clicked on a Google Plus link where, you get comments, and I got that 500 error, which means something is wrong on their end.
505.
505.
Well, Google is a whiny little bitch sometimes. Yeah, I said it. And YouTube too. I don't give a shit.
Oh, have you guys talked about why Nintendo decided to use an app, a phone app, rather than using their own system? Did you bring that up?
Because it uses less bullshit.
Well, it's because to avoid lawsuits from parents.
Well, also it's less of a strain on the system.
And you'll probably end up getting better audio quality.
Could be. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not exactly sure how their online features will work. We haven't seen what the app is capable of. It could work. It could not work. We don't know.
I got a quick question. I want us to make a prediction. Who thinks Splatoon 2 is going to have voice chat?
It's not going to have voice chat, and people are going to pitch and complain.
Not in the game.
I think there'll be like sort of state.
I'm asking because I know that the fanboys that were like, it needs voice chat. Now they got a voice chat service, even though it's behind the paywall, it's voice chat. I'm like, if you think you're gonna pay for that paid service to get voice chat Splatoon, you're dead wrong. Nintendo has proved you don't need it.
I've played that game. We have played this game with voice chat.
We gotta ask. Stop.
It doesn't. It's
the voice chat doesn't work. I mean, it's not you play your weapons.
It barely works.
If you know
some people will say this. It works with the rank system. No, it beeping doesn't.
No,
it works with Turf War. No, it beeping doesn't.
If you know how to play your weapon, just I don't understand when people thinks that game needs voice chat. It doesn't. I mean,
no, you want to know. You're right. It doesn't need voice chat, but here's the thing. Here's all the communication you need. Splatoon is basically a class-based shooter. Okay, it's a class-based shooter where you play as Inklings, right? All the communication you need is when your characters pop up and you see what weapons they're using, because that determines what role you're going to play. Okay, if you have a charger, your ass is going to be long distance
in the back,
choke point control. Like you're basically you're not going to be inking that much. Although I've seen some people ink the shit with a charger, but generally speaking, you're going to be basically controlling a long distance shot. Okay, then you have people with a roller. Rollers, those are basically kind of like your melee, your brutes. If they get close to you, you're dead. They aren't playing around.
Force.
Okay. Then you've got Mr. Then you've got your your sloshers. Your sloshers are basically like basically melee too. Okay. Then you've got your blasters. Your blasters are your general multi-shot blasters. These are your middle of the road people. They're okay in everything. Not great in anything, but okay in everything. Basically, once you see everyone's weapon, you know what your role is. And if you play your role, you should do fine in Splatoon. That's all the communication you need in the game. That's it. Once basically you're like, okay, shit, it's a team of all people with rollers. Well, I'm probably going to get F'd if these people don't know how to use their weapons. Oh, shit, it's a team of all people with buckets. Probably going to get screwed if they don't know what they're doing.
So, if anything, be sure to not let them learn about going over walls.
So, if anyone says, oh man, this game needs voice chat, and to hell with you.
Exactly. Because even in ranked battles, the place that likely would have the most of these idiots, that ain't gonna work.
It's you don't need it. It's voice chat is overrated in a lot of games. Voice chat, okay. And here's the thing: if you're a cheap bastard like me, you know what you can do. If you don't want to use their online app service with voice chat and all that stuff, they might. Here's the thing: I don't know what's behind the paywall. I'm pretty sure Nintendo won't need their online app for Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon. But
they did release some sort of list. I think it's on there.
Hold on, I got it.
Oh, online.
Just
service.
Give me a bit because I know where it is. Anything, it's taking me a bit because I have to go backwards and my thing in order to find it.
All they say that's on the behind the paywall is online lobby and voice chat. monthly game
Okay, I found
download
it.
and exclusive details or exclusive deals.
Yeah,
and
so
online
basically,
gameplay.
what's behind the thing is that you like online gameplay, online lobby and voice chat, the downloads and exclusive deals. But everything else is open. Like you can register and manage friends. So, I mean, you know, it is what it
There
is.
it is.
I'm not happy about it, but it is what it is. Look, you got to pay to play. If the service offers something that's better or comparable to Xbox Live, then it'll be a $40 to $50 to $60 purchase depending on what the deals are. So there you go.
So you guys probably went over all the anger and stupidity that has been plaguing the whole.
Well, we have one thing left, which is before we get to free topic, which is it's too damn expensive. I think that Dr. Feelgood has exhausted that argument.
600. If you're one of those people that buy a $60 game, pay for a season pass, pay for the microtransactions, I don't want to hear it. If you are one of those people that bought a PS4, PS3 day one, I don't want to hear it. If you're one of those people that bought an Xbox One or even a PS4, yes, I will say the PS4 day one, I don't want to hear it. There was nothing to play on those systems when those systems first came out. That's what everybody forgets. There was absolutely nothing to play on those systems when they came out. Nothing. I mean, what? You had Resogun for PS4?
And Knack.
Knack? And Dead Rising?
Here's what I'll say about Xbox One. If you like the PS4, $399 is expensive, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. If you spent $500 on an Xbox One plus tax at launch, and you're bitching about $299, you're full of shit. I'm saying it right now. You're totally and completely full of shit.
$299. I'm gonna say this: it's $299, nearly the same price as when the Wii first started. I mean, the Wii U first started. The 100 more would be the starting price of one of the other systems, and another 100 for another system. And you're saying it's too beeping expensive?
Well, I mean, well, the PS3 was $300 when it first came out, and really, basically, the only extra feature it had was playing DVDs.
Yep.
I don't know what ever it has to do. I guess it has to do everything.
People just listen. I understand. Okay, times are uncertain. The global economy has been in the doldrums. America kind of got out of it, but that was just great leadership on our part. People doing what they could do within a certain amount in order to make it so that we came back before a lot of other first world countries did. And people's money is short right now, and they don't want to spend a lot of money on a lot of bullshit. Understandable. I get it. But you know what? If you bought an Xbox One or PS4 at launch, you need to, and you're complaining about the price of this system, you need to do me a favor. Stand up, go sit in the corner, and shut the fuck up. That's what you need to do. And yes, I said it. Any hate mail that anyone has, you can send it to me, Mr. Red Fox, because I don't care. And your hate makes me stronger. Your hate makes me stronger. I'm like a Sith Lord. Your anger only makes me stronger. But that being said, I don't care. Hate me.
As I said, I got a great laugh hearing that kind of line, because when you consider that Nintendo has been mostly the cheapest of every system, as far as I know so far, through every generation, is if I got it right, then in short, you really got nobody. You really got no way to complain about it, especially if for the price of the Wii U and a game, you get the bare bones of one of the systems in general. And that's me being generous.
Here's what I'll say. I don't want to hear the hypocrisy. I don't want to hear people bitch about how paid and the system is too expensive, and because gaming is expensive. Gaming has always been expensive. Even back in the day when you were playing Nintendo titles that were cheaper than everyone else, it was expensive. Gaming has always been expensive. And if you can't afford to get into it, go find another hobby. Go read books at the library. That's free. Go to the movies. That's cheaper than buying a game. Although if you take three people to the movie, if you take your family to the movies off peak, not during matinee times, and buy popcorn for all 4 members, including yourself, a husband, a wife, and 2 kids, popcorn for everybody, and something else, a drink, you're going to be spending about the same amount as you'd spend to play a video game. So
I was gonna say, wasn't that about the same price as nearly a 2DS or 3DS?
Probably, especially if you're gonna go see the 3D movies.
Ooh, good point.
Like $16 a pop. Freaking expensive.
But anyway, I don't think we could spend all night going over the price issue, but I mean, it's not really that big of a thing. Anyone have any other topics they want to bring up before we wrap things up?
Yeah, people, let's see. Yeah, just a lot of your fake YouTubers who, are embarrassed to be gamers, just complaining about how the Switch's lineup isn't enough when, these were the people that bought PS4s and Xbox Ones day one without anything to play. It's pretty hilarious. The hypocrisy of the gaming media, of these big YouTubers, it's hilarious.
Yeah, but we knew they were full of shit years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, how these people flip-flopped and got all mad. Well, it needs to have this, and systems need to have this, and I want features. It's like, what about the games? I don't care about
features. We want online. We want voice chat.
Yeah, and now you get it, and now you got to pay for it.
What? We don't want to pay for it. We want free. We want free. I bet you that's what the next thing they're gonna say.
I would have preferred to have.
Oh wait, I already know one person that probably is out on that already. Jim, round of the ball, Sterling.
I would rather do. I would rather just pay. I would rather have basic online, and then not have to pay a fee because I'm cheap. Sorry, I'm cheap. I'm a cheap bastard. Sorry, I don't like spending exorbitant amounts of money on stuff that I already pay for. Because if I already pay for high-speed internet, why do I have to pay for a paid online service for your shit that most of your games are going to be piggybacking off of my connection? Sorry.
That's the thing that bugs me the most with these people, that they are willing to pay for online on top of what they're paying for internet service.
And here's the thing.
And now thanks to all their crying and ignorance, we have to do that too for a Nintendo customer that wants to get Switch Online.
There you go. Now you're screwed. Oh well. I guess I have a topic I want to bring up. It's not really a huge topic. Dr. Feelgood, are you still there?
Yep.
I have one question to ask you. Have you finally watched Rogue One?
Yes, I did.
Did you see the last 2 minutes?
I made a comment and I tagged you in it, man. I've never seen such mass murder on a personal scale before, and it was glorious.
Not that. Did you see how Darth Vader came in there and showed everyone why the only thing you can really do when Vader comes in is shit yourself and maybe kill yourself? Because if he gets to you, it's going to be worse.
Yeah, that last scene, I was like, what? I just want to see that part
Murder.
again.
Yeah,
That's
like
why I say mass murder on a personal scale because, dude, I'm thinking like, okay, I know it's gonna end bad, but just how bad is the question. And when I seen the whole corridor
And
of
you
people
found
get
out.
decimated without
yeah,
him losing a step, I said, I just actually I will pay just to see the ending.
yeah.
I,
He
I
was
really will.
like Darth Vader was like, I am not fucking around. Where are those plans? You know that one dude who was there at the end of that corridor. It was. I know he shit himself. Like, you didn't even have to see it. He's like, oh, I think I shit myself.
I mean, dude, it was beautiful. I like I said, that shit.
It was
It
beautiful in a
was.
terrible
It
way.
was violence of the highest quality,
Yeah.
right?
Now you know why everyone in the Empire, when someone says Darth Vader, oh, I think I shit myself. Oh. They even say his name. He just
And
had
I,
the
I, I
massive
love
vascular
I
shit
love that
mouth.
line when he told the general, he's like, don't choke on your aspirations. I was like, oh shit.
It's like Director Krennic, try not to choke on your aspirations. Oh man, Darth Vader, so badass. Oh Lord. This is look for everyone who was wondering why people like myself were pissed off with Baby Vader in The Force Awakens. It's because it's an insult to have Adam Driver trying to channel this. You can't channel this. You're never going to be that good because it was done before better. Why don't you do something different? I don't know. Be an evil asshole with a gun. I don't shoot people before they say something in mid sentence like your dad. Do something cool, but don't try and be like the baddest motherfucking radio. No,
I think the
um,
only person that I could ever expect to have a nature as violent as Darth Vader right now, maybe not on the same level, but we may see some similar shit if they decide to go that route, which they won't, is if not Darth Maul, and it will be his apprentice. I forget his name.
Darth Maul's
Savage.
apprentice. It could be. Personally speaking, like no matter what Sith Lord, unless they do an Old Republic and they talk about Darth.
Plagueis.
No, not Darth Plagueis. Old Republic. There was a dude who scared the shit even out of the Sith Lords because he basically devoured the Force powers of Force users in order to stay alive. I forgot his name, but this dude was terrifying. That dude, that motherfucker. Yes. If they brought him in, okay, I'm not messing around. But like,
But I am interested to see who the hell Snoke is, though.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, here's the thing. At this point, like now that J.J. Abrams has been taken off of the next Star Wars film, I pray that they can get some better direction into it
Oh,
because
he's not directing the new one. All right.
Nope.
no, because Awakens was just I'm like you have this awesome property. There's all this awesome lore that you could go into. There's this huge universe to explore, and you basically give me A New Hope combined with Empire Strikes Back, swapping out the gender. So instead of Luke Skywalker, you have Rey. Instead of Ben Kenobi, you have Han Solo. Instead of Han Solo, I mean it. Like you're just swapping out
It's okay.
templates.
It's okay. You can move on, man. I don't want you. I don't want to upset
They
you.
can no, but hopefully, like here's the thing. We just saw Rogue One. They gave us something. Yes. It wasn't brand new. Yes, it's basically 3 or 4 days before A New Hope. But we saw shit in a new way. We saw the rebellion. We saw the Rogue Squadron coming together. We saw the rebellion coming together. We saw people getting their shit together. We saw them stealing the plans. We saw these dirty, grungy people do the best they could and lose, but still win at the same time and make this massive sacrifice. Tons of skilled people died. We found out how Admiral Akbar got his position because the dude before him got killed. Yeah. It's a trap.
It was great, man.
Just standing there.
It was really, really great. I mean, the movie was good through and through for me, but that last scene wrapped it up flawlessly.
Oh yeah. That like the Star Wars fanboy inside of my head was just like, well, can't top this. How do we top this shit? I was on vacation when Carrie Fisher died, and I had just seen like The Force Awakens before I went on vacation, and I was on a cruise ship, and they showed the entire untouched trilogy of the original Star Wars, and I watched it, and I'm like, literally, like you're gonna have to watch Rogue One, then A New Hope, then Empire Strikes Back, then Return of the Jedi in order to get the full breadth of the films. Now give us a young Han Solo, and I'll be cool.
Well, I actually heard that I read that somewhere that they're planning on making a movie about a young Han Solo.
Yeah,
that's in the works.
Yeah, I'm happy about that. I like Han Solo, but now they killed him off. We can't have an old Han Solo, and now that Carrie Fisher's gone, we'll never have that scene where all of the original crew is together again, and they're talking shit and riffing. Can't have that scene. Could have had it. Could have had The Force Awakens, but J.J. Abrams with this bullshit. But anyway, we'll have to settle for a young Han Solo film, a young Lando Calrissian getting the Millennium Falcon lost in a Sabat game. It's gonna be awesome.
I wonder will we ever get a Mace Windu film?
Probably not. I like Mace Windu, but let me put it this way: we'll get Obi-Wan Kenobi film before we get a Mace Windu film. If we can get a middle-aged Obi-Wan Kenobi film, then we can get a Mace Windu film. But that's the only way we'll get one.
All right. Well, here's looking forward to episode 8.
Yep. May it be good. But yeah, anyone have any other topics they want to bring up since we fangasmed about Rogue One? before we pimp out what we got to pimp out. Okay. So I guess it's time to pimp out what we got to pimp out and wrap things up.
Well, I go first. Dr. Feel Good, I'm glad to be here. It's been a while since I've been on the BS Bus, since I've been busy or, on vacation. Mm-hmm. But I released 4 videos today. I'm going to do 1 or 2 more before the day is over. So be sure to check those out, as well as the 4-hour OGL live event. I think it was full almost the entire time. So check that out. But yeah, like I said, glad to be here. And as I always say, keep it gaming, you rat bastards.
All right, who else wants to go?
I'll go next.
I'll take last if nobody else.
I'll go next. Exclamation Abominito, here to say that I uploaded a podcast. Ask him in an armchair. Gaming is embarrassing, so check that out.
Yeah, I was in it.
Yep.
My first double podcast another day. How fun.
Okay, so I guess it's your turn, Jewel.
I recently did a M2C about some of the big worries I have for Nintendo going forward, thanks to what's going on with the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody goes to VG Video Game Facts, they'll be able to see it under one of my M2C topics.
Fair
But
enough.
otherwise, I'll be able to at least work with what I have and hope for the best. Embrace for the worst. What about you,
Alright.
Red?
So I guess Wonder Dean has to go. Wonder Dean.
It's me, Wonder Dean. Probably not going to talk again until like a few months. But I have nothing to pimp out.
Nothing. Well, fine then. I got something to pimp out. I'm gonna put this heifer on the corner. She's gonna make me some money. I've got a video coming out either tomorrow or Monday, like uploading, where I'm gonna talk about my ultimate idea for a Fallout game. I've been working on this for a long time, but my hard drive died, so I had to remake it from scratch because I keep all of my voice recordings and podcast stuff on a secondary hard drive because I'm insane. So look forward to that. It's long, so grab a beer, sit down, listen to it on your smartphone while you get the earbuds on while you're doing something boring. It's entertaining. You'll probably enjoy it. So peace. Good night.